Welcome back, sailors, to another cruise episode. If you've only just joined us, we're currently on a 2-week cruise with Virgin Voyages, sailing from Australia to New Zealand. So far, we've given you a full ship tour of the magnificent Resilient Lady. We've taken you to Hobart and Burnie in Tasmania, and most recently, we embarked on an overnight stay in Sydney. Now I think it's about time we bring you along for a day at sea. Because in amongst all of these exciting land adventures, we have a handful of days spent on the ship while travelling between locations. And in today's episode, we'll show you exactly what a day in the life at sea looks like. So grab a cup of tea or perhaps a Vegemite sandwich and join us as we embark on another leg of our epic journey across the Tasman. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an adventure.
Hello there, and welcome to another day in the life at sea. This time we're on the Virgin Voyage's Resilient Lady, somewhere between Australia and New Zealand.
Now, some of you may have seen we've filmed a day in the life at sea before. This was when we were on our Royal Caribbean ship, taking a transatlantic crossing whilst passing through Iceland, Greenland and Norway. Today we're going to take you through something very similar, however very different, because the ship is very different, isn't it?
It sure is.
We're going to be showing you what we do from the minute we wake up in the morning until we go to bed at night, and everything in between. On this cruise we have 5 sea days, so not too many, and they're really nicely spread out. There's only 2 sea days in a row at any one point, which is pretty nice. You don't really get a chance to get bored. So, how our day typically begins is, Ludvig, why don't you tell them how our day begins?
I wake up freezing because someone stole the blanket, and that usually means it's time for me to get a cup of coffee. And then I get a second cup of coffee for Chloé.
And he comes down and wakes me up, and I think literally the smell of the coffee is like wakes me up out of my sleep. It's so nice. I sit here in my bed, drink my coffee. We have this little iPad thing that controls all of our lights and temperature, and it's so much fun. There's this little dial you can kind of use to adjust the lighting. Literally everything is handled by this iPad. Pretty darn cool.
Every morning you can grab a piece of paper with all the information that's going to happen today, just like on the Royal Caribbean, except this one you have to pick up at the restaurant. I don't like that one. I prefer using the app. It's way handier. But some people have a lot of troubles with the app. You've got some trouble with the app, doesn't it?
I've had some troubles with the app.
It's crashing all the time for you, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've been able to use it pretty easily.
It's because I have an old phone. It seems to work better on old things. On this app you can see all the ship's bases, you can book your classes, you can book your dinners, you can see what's going on in the day. After coffee, my day usually starts off with going to the gym, and Chloé goes to a class, usually yoga, bike, HIIT, whatever it is. I don't want to know about it. I'm going to the gym.
On this particular day, I've decided to go for a run. And because we're out at sea with no land in sight, it is a little bit wobbly, a little bit windy, but I'm determined. Following this, we've got yoga out on the front porch, which should be interesting. How was your workout, honey?
Perfection.
Well, that was a windy run. So 6 laps around that running track is apparently 1 mile. I think I might have done around 2 miles. Then went off to the yoga class. It was interesting. The yoga instructor seemed like she really didn't want to be there, was in a bit of a sulky mood, and kind of just started the class without introducing herself or saying hello or anything. So that was interesting, but yeah, I got a nice stretch. It was a really nice way to start the day, being out in the fresh air, overlooking the ocean, and now it's time for breakfast.
You can also book brunch at one of the sit-down restaurants, but today we're just going to the food court.
And what are you feeling?
The breakfast burrito.
As Ludvig mentions, we frequently visit the more formal sit-down restaurants for breakfast or brunch, but today we were feeling a casual meal in the galley, which, in case you missed our full ship tour, it's kind of a trendy take on a food court. Here you can grab a huge variety of quick bites, freshly made, and there is always plenty of seating. Today, Ludvig went for the avocado breakfast burrito, which was absolutely delicious. We probably ordered this around 8 times during the cruise. As well as that, he can't really go a breakfast without French toast, as you may have noticed. I got an egg and cheese bagel with a side of sweet potato hash brown bite things, and after that I grabbed a fruit bento box for a bit of health, and a muffin and croissant from the bakery, which was one of my favourite food spots on the ship. Oh, and stay tuned till the end of the video. We thought it would be fun to round up our top 5 foods that you absolutely must try if you ever find yourself on a Virgin Voyage. And the beauty of a day like today is that there is nobody else in the hot tubs, especially the ones over here at the very back of the ship where it's basically out in the open. All to ourselves, although it is spilling over onto the floor quite a bit, as you can see. Describe the sensations. Hot? That's a good thing. Oh! Post hot tub leg massage, I head to Gym and Tonic to try one of their freshly made juices that luckily our bar tab covers. For quite the price, however. Green juice, really tasty, but teeny tiny. I would say probably wouldn't get it again just because I'm transferring that into New Zealand dollars in my mind. That's like $15 for quite a small glass. Like this is going to be gone in a few gulps. Right, well, that was a glorious way to spend the morning. Today I do something on a cruise that I never thought I would ever do on a cruise. And that, my friends, is getting a tattoo. Virgin Voyages are unique for so many reasons, and one of those reasons is you can get a tattoo on board. I found one that I particularly love because I have a slight obsession with this little object, and I just love getting cute little things all over my body, as much as my dad does not. True though.
No.
He had no idea I had this one until about 2 years later, and I had my hair up in a ponytail and he was walking behind me. He was like, Chloe, what's that on your neck?
What did he say when he first saw me?
He told me to steer clear of you because you looked really rough and you had a lot of tattoos and you probably weren't such a good guy.
This guy.
And now Paul loves you.
I have a very lovable face. I tolerate you too, Paul. I can stand that guy.
Welcome to Squid Ink, the first ever tattoo shop at sea aboard the Virgin Voyages cruise ships. When booking this trip, I knew we'd be in for a unique experience, but never did I envision that I'd one day be getting inked up on a cruise ship. Now you might be thinking, this is the wrong way round. Ludvig looks like he should be the one embarking on this next activity. But truth is, he's actually running out of space, and he has a dedicated tattoo artist in Sweden, and basically refuses to let anyone else have a go. So, luckily for me, Squid Ink had a range of cute little tattoos ready to go for a fixed price of around 200 US. Now, this is quite pricey, but when am I ever going to get the opportunity for some bodily artwork on a ship again? Probs never. So with my arm as an open canvas, I select a very meaningful symbol. I just love planes. I just love them. Next on our very hectic and busy agenda, we have an afternoon tea at one of the beautiful lounges here on the ship. This is an additional cost. On the app it says anywhere between $19 and $35 per person. I'm guessing that's if you choose to have something like champagne or tea, but let's go and take a look. So we are here, made it to the high tea, very fancy. So there's two different options, just as I suspected. One option you can get the champagne or bubbles, other option is just a nice little mild tea. We have a coffee tasting coming up next, so we've opted for the caffeine-free tea. Also, if I have any champagne in the daytime, I am absolutely gone and I'm gonna go for a nap, so caffeine-free tea it is. We've got a whole bunch of cute little goodies here and I'm so excited to rip in. We've got scones, we've got little cakes, some little sandwiches and things at the top. We just got one to share because it looks quite filling actually. Here we go, let's rip into it. Cheers.
Oh, yum. That's so good.
That's a tiny sandwich.
Although Virgin Voyages includes lots of things that cruise lines usually charge for, there are still a handful of special activities that you can partake in. There are a huge range of options, such as tequila tasting, coffee tasting, and interactive dinner shows, just to name a few. They all varied in price and seemed to be on just once or twice throughout our cruise. On this particular day, we decided to join the coffee tasting, which was hosted at the Grounds Club. So, we've just spent the afternoon, actually, we embarked on an additional activity that you have to pay extra for, well actually two. One was the afternoon tea, and then the second we actually joined a really fun little coffee tasting seminar type thing. It was an hour, it cost $30 extra per person, US, and we actually got to taste so many different types of coffee. We learned so many facts about coffee. Ludvig was very impressed. We got to take home a bag of fresh coffee beans. We finished it all off at the little cute board game cafe because yes, one of our favourite rooms is this little board game puzzle sort of section, and you can get popcorn, you can get hot dogs, candy. Played a little game of Blockers. If you haven't tried that game before guys, make sure you do. We're just going to head on up to the deck, get some fresh air. I have noticed on a day like today when it is really wavy, I am feeling like I need a bit of fresh air now. Fresh air, maybe a little cocktail, see where the night takes us. We made our way up to the dockhouse where we didn't realise, but it turns out a thing called Opa Hour was on. Basically, this is a daily tradition for 2 hours in the afternoon, offering up live music along with Greek-inspired delicacies. We grabbed a mezzi plate, a bevy, and soaked in the sunshine. It was nicely sheltered back here and the perfect place to wind down after such a tough day. I have very fond memories of this afternoon. It was one of the most relaxing moments during our cruise. Following the mezzi plate, it was time for more food. Are you beginning to pick up on the trend of a sea day? Food. And coffee, of course. Thank goodness for all of those fitness classes, right? Tonight we head back to Pink Agave, as the corn cheese dish was just calling our name. This time we switched a few things up, however. We went for the Mexican bean soup, the stuffed pepper with potato, the chicken enchilada, the Mexican squash, and our beloved new friend, esquites, the corn and cheese dish from heaven. Everything at this restaurant is just delicious. After dinner, it was time to relocate to the Manor, as we had another comedy show booked. These are free, but you do have to reserve a spot for the show on the app. Usually the comedians do perform at least twice, if not 3 times while on board, so you don't really get the chance to miss out on anything.
That's our day at sea. Video done. Sorry, I just pushed Chloe up 7 sets of stairs. We just saw a comedian. Hilarious. Probably the funniest comedian I've seen on this boat so far, I reckon. The shows have not disappointed one bit. They've all been really good. And now, since it's a day at sea, we're making the most out of the room and this humongous TV right in front of us. So now Chloe's gonna pick a scary movie, probably, and I'm gonna bury my face in a pillow and cry.
Because if you didn't watch our cruise ship tour intro video, well, we talk about what's included in this cruise, give you a little bit more of the deets on that. We actually have a whole bunch of entertainment available right from this iPad, and it goes on our TV screen.
Not that we need it, because I am entertainment enough.
This is the first cruise we've been on where movies and TV series have been available on our TV in our room.
Not only, the movies available on this TV are like movies that are not even out in New Zealand yet.
So it's like decent movies and a whole bunch of really good old films. Like the other night we watched American Pie, the original. So we'll see what movie we choose. I hope you enjoyed this day in the life at sea on a Virgin Voyage.
False alarm. I just looked at the time and it's pretty early still, so it's 8 p.m, which is pretty late in my book, but it's early for normal people, I guess. So let's get an ice cream, have it in bed, and then I can fall asleep with the ice cream on my face.
They've got an insane ice cream shop here on the cruise. They've got some incredible flavors. And we've discovered one flavor that is pretty delicious. It's called key lime pie ice cream. When you have it in a waffle cone, oh, it's so good. And there's like little crumbly crumble bits and it's limey. Oh, and it's just, let's show you what it looks like. Oh, and before we grab our ice cream, as promised, let's dive into our top 5 foods that we recommend you try on your own Virgin Voyage. In no particular order, the key lime ice cream from Lick Me Till I Scream, exactly what I'm about to go and order right now. It's seriously one of the best ice cream flavors we've ever had. And after talking to other sailors about the ice cream situation, they agreed. They're still undecided if it's French or Italian donut at the wake. To be fair, 2 different waiters told me 2 different things, so I still don't know what it is and where it's from, but I do know that it's delicious. At the wake, they offer up a platter of pastries before your breakfast is served in the mornings, and one of this is a donut. It's very similar to a churro, but has much more of a cakey texture, and I'm drooling at the thought of it. Of course, we're going to tell you the Esquites Mexican corn salad at pink agave. No words for this dish, but perfection. Grilled corn, aioli, and cheese. We've never thought to put all of these ingredients together, but I'm so glad pink agave did. The pizza place ended up being a bit of a surprise to us, as it ended up being one of our most frequented visits on the ship. Their pizza is super high quality, individually sized, and cooked to order, so it's always really fresh. Our favourite one was the Pretty Fly for a white pie, topped with mozzarella, ricotta, parmesan, roasted garlic, and oregano. And lastly, the 20-hour cooked, multi-layered potato at the test kitchen.
17-layer potato.
Think thinly sliced potato and a ton of butter that literally melt in your mouth the minute they enter. This tiny portion was just not enough, but that's what the test kitchen is all about. Small portions with a fine dining vibe that put a unique twist on every single meal to leave you feeling very confused. This potato dish may or may not be the only thing I actually enjoyed at this restaurant, but you'll have to stay tuned until the next episode to find out. Because we go there in the next episode. Back out we go. Ice cream time. Woohoo!
Oh, it's got cinema mode.
Meg 2.
Oh.
Cinema mode. What?
Oh, didn't even know that was a thing.
Cool.
Oh, look. Okay.
Cinema mode lights.
Guess this is lights on. And then activate cinema mode.
Activate
Bam.
cinema mode.
There you
No
go.
way.
Blue backdrop and
Well, the next video, we're going to be taking you to a few different places in New Zealand. We're stopping in 3 locations before eventually disembarking in our hometown of Auckland, New Zealand. And it's going to be fun to show you a couple of new places in New Zealand that we haven't shown you yet on video. Please don't forget to like this video, give us a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, stay tuned for some exciting videos to come, and share it with your friends.
Did you just do the outro?
Yeah. Do you want to do another one double up?
Nah. I think you nailed it.
Thank you. Okay, cool. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next video.
You heard her. Do it.
Bye!